Welcome everyone. Today we're going to go through configuring what a vision of good configuration of Halo PSA looks like, and more importantly, how to get actionable insights and KPIs out of your investment. So my name is Brendan Bastine. I have 17 years of experience managing teams between 3 and 150 people. I've spent 10 years teaching sales product processes. I lead our business strategy courses. I'm Idle 4 Foundation certified and a Prince 2 Agile certified coach. We were the first accredited Halo PSA onboarding partner and consulting firm. So I'm really happy to be joining the MSPbots team today and a joint collaboration with what vision of good looks like. Be sure to give yourself enough time. While Halo can't really be customized in a month, generally speaking, it takes 14 to 16 weeks to implement the minimum viable product and a customized instance tailored to your business. Now, I know that sounds like a long time, but Halo has over 2,500 settings within the system. A custom implementation should be going through the settings that you should and shouldn't be checking. It should be conversational with your consultant. There's so many different ways to configure Halo PSA, and that's phenomenal for the MSP, ITSP community because we can really tailor the implementation around your process. Halo PSA is a process first platform. So, a lot of the time, when you're coming into an implementation, understanding your desired support, project, billing, and sales process is key. If you don't have those processes in place, we can help you put those in place. So usually onboarding, our high level overview is to start with the organizational chart, configure your departments and your teams. Your teams are ticket collection areas. If you're coming from ConnectWise, Vision, and imagine those as your service boards. If you're coming from Autotask, imagine those as your queues. They are our first level of filtering on any given ticket type. Then we move on to the agent settings. Access to the teams should be granted by the agent settings. So if you plan on implementing or hiring another tier one, what boards or teams should they have access to? And what features within Halo should they have access to? Then we move down to our user settings. These are your clients and users. We typically use user roles to govern many different things within Halo PSA. They're used to clearly grant access to your self-service portal, but we can also build marketing campaigns off of this and alerting and notifications from the user roles as well. So we do have a core setup of 6 that we'd recommend, but they are key to making sure that your clients and yourselves are set up for success and communication. Your email templates is next. So we configure the email settings. There are 89 email templates. I know that it's a lot. I know that it's a lot to customize. I recommend just hunkering down and getting through them. And then we go through tickets. Almost everything in Halo is a ticket. So slowing down to take your time in that section is critical. Billing is next. We make sure that billing rules are applied to all clients, and then we set up our recurring invoices. Finally, we end up on sales, and we go redefining our lead to one handoff and to either service delivery or projects. So the KPI strategy, which is why we're all here today. Halo PSA reporting is great. It has a lot of optimizations for customizations using custom SQL, calls against the Microsoft database. It also has a lot of different options for getting dashboards. The key here is you have to understand what we're aiming to measure. That way we can ensure that the system is configured to hit those objectives. It's a classic case of garbage in, garbage out. If we don't understand the metrics that we're trying to pull and ensuring Halo is configured in a way that's able to pull those metrics, oftentimes we're not going to get the metrics that we're looking for, or we're going to look at the data and go, oh, that's not right. And I know Leonard has heard that more often as well. Dashboards and reports are great. In Halo, it can be used to streamline metrics for clients. In MSPbots, it is great to pull all of your data sources of truth from your accounting package to your ticketing system to your CSAT system to your RMM, all in a single place. And that's really the benefit of an external reporting engine. MSPs bots allows you to extract the data from the data fields easily. Service and finance dashboards can be pulled data from the sources of truth clearly and visibly, making sure that your KPIs and metrics are accurate. They're ready-made apps such as ours, which we're going to go into today. And right now we have a couple that are ready for immediate use. MSPbots has quite a few for Halo that is also ready to use out of the box. We can get those dashboards ready in hours in MSPbots, especially using the pre-made data sources and gauges that they have. So keynote here is that we want to extract our data from our source of truth. MSPbots gives us the ability to integrate with all of those and then pull data efficiently. So I want to talk about common pitfalls that I've seen over and over and over. The most important one is that the setup doesn't follow best practices. Best practice isn't trivial. Best practice is a solid foundation for you to build on. It's understanding the minimum viable product to go live. And by go live, I mean with ticketing or billing or sales. Rushing your implementation often results in key settings being missed. Skipping around, maybe starting in tickets and then going back to teams, users, agents, usually ends up in missing key settings as well. There's a lot of dependencies in Halo PSA that if you follow the recommended practice to implement, weren't guaranteed to hit all of those places. The next pitfall is attempting to copy your old PSA. Halo PSA enables efficiency, automation, and adherence to your processes. Well, I understand that we've been with our old PSA for sometimes a couple years to sometimes a couple decades. You chose a new PSA, leave your old one behind. And I know that's easier for me to say than to do. We will try and match your existing terminology to what your team understands, but Halo PSA will allow us to adhere to your processes through workflows, SLAs, and additional metrics that you're trying to achieve. So please don't try and copy your settings from your previous PSA. You're unable to pull KPIs and metrics simply because the setup doesn't align with best practices. MSPbots and Halo PSA both require that you're on a sturdy foundation with data in its expected places. Using custom fields instead of system fields can absolutely hinder our ability to pull those metrics easily. In the sales area, I hear quite often that it's not ready for use, but like any other software, you have to take the time to develop it. Use what you have, invest in Halo PSA's development, and you can reap the benefits for years to come. And I'm going to hand it off to Leonard.
Awesome. Thank you, Brendan. Yeah, my name is Leonard, and I'd just like to acknowledge a couple of people that I'm actively working with right now. Richard Keepart, who's been with us for quite some time in MSPbots. Tim Martin, I'm currently running their onboarding. Welcome, everyone. And again, that foundation you just described, Brendan, the 14 to 16 week MVP journey and the focus on process is exactly what separates the top 1% of MSPs from the rest, right? You can't drive a Ferrari if the engine isn't bolted to the frame. And what we're going to discuss now is how to take that sturdy foundation Brendan builds for you and put it into high gear. As while Halo provides an incredibly robust reporting engine with deep SQL capabilities for those with specialized technical resources, many MSPs find they need a faster way to visualize complex, multi-layered data. And today we're showing you how to bridge that gap, taking your perfectly configured Halo instance and instantly turning that data into high-level business intelligence without a steep learning curve of manual reporting or SQL. So as you scale, you start asking harder questions. You need to see non-billable time trends, or you need to join five different tables to understand true profitability. In a native environment, this often requires a dedicated SQL resource or hours of manual Excel work, which is what I call the visibility tax, right? So, because Halo is so flexible, its database schema is extensive. So finding the exact data point for let's say a custom dashboard can be like finding a needle in a haystack. And furthermore, holding large scale raw data, especially once you start aggregating data between Halo and other tools that you're using like RMM and then others via API for external analysis, often requires sophisticated management to avoid caps, right? You're aware of the Halo API rate limits. This is where a specialized BI layer, which we have in our offering, becomes your best friend, acting as the easy button for the quality data Brendan's team has helped you organize. To get you started, we've developed two primary dashboard packages or apps. First, it's the Gozinta Consulting app. This isn't just a group of charts, it's a digital twin of Brendan's consulting brain. It reflects his years of service delivery and leadership experience, pre-configured so you can see your business through his expert lens the moment you connect your Halo into MSPbots. Second, it's the contract profitability app. And this focuses on the pulse of your revenue, helping you identify exactly where you're winning and where you're leaking margin. And so both apps are designed to give you day one value while Brendan's team continues to refine your core operations. So let's dive into the service delivery dashboards of the Gozinta Consulting app. In the next slide, you'll see the KPI section on the next slide. It is your command center. Sorry, next slide, please. We focus on indicators like tickets awaiting triage and kill rate. These are the strongest signals of whether your staff is keeping up with the volume of or simply just falling behind. And then the next slide, the metrics section goes deeper into how the work is happening, right? So we visualize escalation percentages, and member efficiency. Instead of just seeing that a ticket is open, you see how long it's been aged, like 17, 14, 21 plus days, giving you the visibility to prevent stale tickets from turning into angry clients, right? And that is a segue to the next slide, which is the customer statistics section. So it allows you to see the top 20 clients by volume. So if one client is consuming 40% of your resources, but only providing you 10% of your revenue, you'll see it here instantly. This is how you transition from being a reactive firefighting to proactive account management organization.
So
Right
when we
now,
developed this
mm,
app, we had a couple of things in mind. Starting at the top with the KPIs and the metrics, this is what I use to run any business off of. It is actionable insights of what needs to be accomplished today, things that may be affecting your client experience that need to be addressed. If you could go back a couple of slides, one more. So our tickets waiting triage, next slide. Our tickets needing triage are tickets that are just coming in. Our open tickets is everything that's open in the system, and our in progress tickets are things that should be actively being worked on. Now, why do I take a look at those three? Clients can typically handle a longer resolution time as long as there's frequent communication. So the number of hours logged today and how quickly we're getting to those new tickets is critical. I want to know what's breaching SLA. both already in the system and what's breaching in the next 60 minutes that we need to quickly jump on. CSAT is actional, meaning how did I do for you on this one ticket, versus Net Promoter Score, which is relational. And if you haven't done a Net Promoter Score in the last year, I often joke that you have no idea what your clients think of you. And that's a broad range, but CSAT enough is not enough. It's only a piece of the puzzle. Now, when we take a look at dashboards as a whole, no one metric is going to give you the insight that you need. All of these gauges tell you a story. Being able to understand what that story is key. If you could go to the next slide. When we get into the other metrics, this is our drill down as to what's causing or what's happening in the top section. So we've spent 6 months developing this with the help of MSPbots to make this a reality. So I wanted to explain what the rest of this was. The open tickets by month by team, it shows you trends. History tends to repeat itself. Where was our weak points or lower ticket volume months can help us better understand when we can allow or more than one tech to go on vacation at a time, because it's going to be lower volume in nature. So this is all data driven and actionable insights to what's actually going on in your service delivery team. You can go through the next slide. The
Awesome.
revenue
Thanks, Brendan.
attribution. Yeah, the revenue attribution dashboard. This is another way of looking at your utilization. Revenue attribution is about taking the revenue that your clients are paying you against a contract, coupled with the hours that an agent has spent on the client. And then we're taking the hours spent on the client per agent divided by the revenue that they're giving us to get our earned attribution by technician. So generalized utilization trends marks billable time, non-billable time against total time against the client. And this aims to monetize that. So our general goal is 2 to 3 times our technician's salary and revenue being attributed to them. And this is a great way to actually reward high performing agents with a bonus structure if needed.
Yeah. And this allows you to see who exactly is hitting their targets and who might need more training, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Basically, it turns the gut feelings about technician performance into hard, undeniable data that you can use for performance reviews and bonus structures.
Correct. But in order to do all of this, we need to understand that the core functionality and structure of Halo is correct.
Yeah, exactly. Which is where you come in. Now, thank you for those insights, Brendan. Really appreciate that. The following app, which is a contract profitability app we built, it's while the Gozynta app looks at the service and people, the contract profitability app looks at your contracts, right? So it provides a comprehensive view of your margins by combining billing, actions, and items data. So the goal here is simple: maximize revenue and reduce inefficiency. So you can visualize trends month over month to see if your effective rate is climbing or falling. It's the ultimate tool for a finance manager or owner to validate that the ROI promised during the sales cycle is actually being realized in the service cycle. And on the next slide, you'll see a beautiful heat map. It's our early warning system, right? It uses color cues to show you which clients are healthy and which are underwater, right? So if you see a client in the red, you can drill down into the invoice items or actions, drill downs to see if the loss was due to a massive project, a specific hardware cost, or just an unlucky month of high ticket volume. And it gives you the evidence you need to have informed renegotiation conversation with the clients. Following that in the next slide, we know that no two MSPs are identical, right? So for the Gozinta Consulting app, you have the freedom to clone the dashboard and the widgets along with it and be able to edit them to fit your organization and fit the way you operate and fit how you configured your Halo and your data schema. If your definition of efficiency differs slightly from the standard, you can tweak it in minutes, just in minutes, or even in seconds once you're really familiar with the platform. For the contract profitability app in the next slide, we built in a settings page. It's very simple. So you can set your own target cost margin, say it's 25%, and the app will automatically calculate your target hours based on that goal. So the dashboard associated with this setting will automatically update. And remember, if you need something truly bespoke, like aggregating your Halo data with your RMM backup or accounting tools, we have a dedicated professional services team in the organization. We offer free hours in many of our plans to ensure your BI, your business intelligence, is as unique as your business. And what we've shown today is just the beginning. Your Halo integration includes access to a massive library of best practices templates, data sets, and reports. So whether you're looking for a deep technical metrics or high level financial oversight, the data is already there waiting for you out of the box. Our goal is to ensure that while Brendan and the Gozynta team are building your operational excellence, we are building the glass house visibility you need to see that excellence in real time. And so to wrap it up, the most successful MSPs don't just use a PSA, they leverage it. And by combining the onboarding experience of Gozinta Consulting with the automated intelligence of this platform, our platform in MSPbots, you're not just getting a tool, you're getting a comprehensive advantage. And you'll have the foundation Brandon builds and the visibility I've shown you today to make faster, better decisions every single day. And now that that visibility is great, but what do you do with it? So visibility is the insight you get from the data, but that needs to convert into actions. And to show you how to turn these actions into immediate automated actions that drive your team without intervention, we have these offering, including the bots automation for micro training of your technician, even QAs, next ticket for automated dispatching, and AI ticket lifecycle apps that we have an ongoing development for Halo. And that'll be for the next webinar. So focus.